Hello, hello. Do not mind my wrinkly robe. Happy Memorial Day. Um, I can't even remember when I did a live stream. Honestly, it's been a little minute. Um, but yeah, I hope you all have been having a wonderful weekend. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, all the information for the spiritual channel and my Patreon. I linked it in the comments, and then it's also in my link tree in the bio here over on YouTube. Appreciate you all. And to all the new members, Sonia, Alara, Butterfly, I appreciate you all for becoming members with the 3 membership tier that I have here on YouTube as well. So we're going to go and get right into it. Okay. So if you are one of the Patreon princesses, okay, I have my Patreon, and that is behind a paywall monthly where I talk about dark manipulation, dark femininity, etc., right? And so we did our first watch party this past weekend. I got Shira too. I got Shira up on my TV screen. She's muted now. But we watched Who Can Play That Game this past weekend, or on Friday for our watch party. I couldn't upload it. So for the Patreon princesses, I will be uploading my analysis on the movie and essentially how you can use what is in that movie. You can implement it into your real life to get money. If you want to get your man to act right, if you pretty much anything that you need to have it go your way using the tactics that she used in that movie. And so one of the characters in that movie, I forgot her name, but it's played by Randy Raquel Robinson. Okay, the same woman that played on The Game and Steve Harvey Show. So she ended up meeting Bobby Brown, right? And she meet Bobby Brown, and he's a mechanic, and he got a Jerry curl, and he got a gold grill, and he looks like shit. And then what essentially she does is that she builds him up. She turns him into this suave man, gets him all cleaned up, all good. And he looks at the mirror and he's like, damn, I look good. Like, I actually look really, really good. And so then all of a sudden, he acts like he's too good for Wendy, right? He ends up moving into Wendy's home, and all of a sudden he's like, I'm too good. I've been hurt before, because he asked her to marry him. He asked her to marry him, and then she never heard about marriage again, right? And then that's out. The next part is outside of what we're going to talk about today, but it's essentially she ended up implementing the game plan that Vivica A. Fox had, and she ended up getting the ring from the guy or whatever. But I want to focus more so on the part where she invested more into a man more than she invested into herself. Thank you for your work. Thank you, Pluto's child. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. So this is for women that you might be in a relationship, or maybe you find yourself constantly dating and meeting men. And one of the first things you want to do is you want to put your cape on, you want to put your construction hat on, and you want to become Barbara the Builder. You want to fix his problems, you want to spruce up his wardrobe, and you want to invest into him. Meanwhile, this man is not caring about the last time he showered. He doesn't care about where he gets his clothes from. He doesn't care about where he is mentally. And the reason why I feel like this is very important to talk about is because I don't want women to be a victim to what's called the sunk cost fallacy. Okay. Essentially what the sunk cost fallacy is it's a form of emotional self-sabotage, and a lot of women practice it for multiple reasons. I think most of the time it's practiced because you've been taught, and that's just kind of been normalized in society amongst women. But essentially, the sunk cost fallacy will trick your brain into staying with someone just because you've invested heavily into them. So he was a bum when you met him, and now because of you were able to get him a job. Now because of you, he has a nice wardrobe. Now because of you, he can read. I mean, honestly, there are some women out here, they're meeting a man that's illiterate, and they're teaching the man how to read. I mean, I'm sorry, like, that's what schools are for. You know what I mean? Like, that's what schools are for. Okay, they have designated people that can teach them how to do that, right? They literally have designated people that are allocated out in the world to teach them all of these things it is that they need to know how to do. And the thing about it is that as a woman, the number one person that you should be investing in is yourself. Okay. I think with us as with a lot of women, a lot of us had Barbies growing up, right? And so we're used to getting a Barbie and we could change her wardrobe, we could change her occupation, we can change all of these things about Barbie. And so sometimes what we do is we'll get in a relationship and we want him to become our personal Barbie, right? We want to build him, we want to upgrade him, we want to turn him into the man that it is that we want. And then what happens is that he may be that man for a little bit and then he's going to revert back to the man that he was. And then what happens is you're going to keep arguing back and forth over what you've put into the man and what he's going to revert back to. Because at the end of the day, if you don't like a man how he already is, then you don't like that man. Point blank, period. There really is no other way around it. Anytime you're taking a man and you're trying to upgrade him and build him, you don't like the man. You don't like him for real. That's why you're doing all this in the first place. Okay. Because if you really got a man that you liked, you would not have to assume responsibility for anything. Okay. Because I just know this from my own life experience. I don't teach men anything. And every single man that I've ever dealt with, they're like, I don't want you to teach me anything. Okay. I don't want you to help me because I'm sorry. Men's masculinity is tied to their achievement and the achievement that they can do alone. It literally makes them feel more powerful and more masculine when they can problem solve and when they can fix something out on their own. So this may look like for instance, this may look like you all going in public, okay? And let's just say it's like a low cost event, okay? So this isn't an event for work, okay? And let's just say that, essentially y'all are going out with your friends or whatever. And like, let's just say you got some bougie ass friends, right? And your boyfriend is just kind of like, he may not dress the best. He may not have that aesthetic or whatever. But if he's smart, okay, if he's self-aware enough, he will look around and kind of be like, wow, I kind of felt like I stood out a little bit. Like I kind of feel as though I wasn't up to par with like how your friends dress or kind of like, like what their aesthetic is or whatever. And a lot of women will be like, okay, well then let's go take you shopping. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. No. It's not happening. A lot of that will be alleviated if you just find a man that is bougie already, right? If he just matches that aesthetic already. You can't flip a man. Okay. You know how you can flip a house? You can take a house and it's been burned, it's been abandoned, it's been rummaged, it's been all types of messed up, and you can go on ahead and you could pay to get the house, get new flooring, you gut the place, get new flooring, the HVAC, electricity, all that stuff. You can get everything rewired and you can remodel it into a whole brand new home, and then boom, you're good. You cannot do that with man. Okay. The man must be the perfect home that you are walking into and you're like, yes, 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 yes. I got the floor to ceiling windows. I got the large bathroom with the freestanding bathtub. I have the granite countertops. I have the nice tall cabinets, the nice tall gray cabinets. You know what I mean? That's what that looks like. Okay, that's what it should look like for you. You cannot flip a man. You cannot flip a man like you can flip a house. Either he is what you want him to be, or he is not. Because guess what? Men don't flip women. They don't flip women. They're not going to look at a woman who is 500 pounds and say, you know what? I would like for her to be 120 pounds. So you want to know what? I'm going to help her lose her weight. I'm going to help her get her body together, or I'm going to invest in her BBL, or there's some men that do that, very few. But essentially, men don't look at women and see potential in a woman to the point where they are willing to invest more into the woman more than they are willing to invest in themselves. A lot of the time, a woman is always going to invest more into a man, much more than he's going to invest in himself. And for sure, more than he is going to invest in him. Because I feel as though your measuring stick with how you treat other people when it comes to men, You should never, as a woman, the reason why a man is normally attracted to you is based off of how much you invest into yourself, right? You're hitting the gym all the time. You're eating healthy. You got your skincare together. You got your wardrobe together. Those are all forms of investment. So, men usually aren't doing this. This is the reason why you can't say, oh, I've invested in myself and I could pay it forward. That doesn't work. And it especially doesn't work with men. Their measuring stick of self investment should always be your measuring stick of what it is that you're going to do for him. If he doesn't like going to all these nice, extravagant places that you like going to, well, then I guess you better save going to those nice, extravagant places with the girls. You need to save going to those places with the girls. Because at the end of the day, he doesn't invest in himself enough to even want to learn about these places. And what happens is that you're going to show him all these things, you're going to show him all these places. And then what's going to happen is you're going to get frustrated, you're going to get tired, y'all, and then you're going to be like, I showed you everything. You wouldn't know this place because of me. You wouldn't know about cufflinks and yada 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 because of me. And then what happens is that you want to overstay your welcome in the relationship because you feel as though you've already invested in so much, and it should always be the opposite. It should always be the opposite because men cannot pour into you like you can pour into them. All men can do is really give you this. That's all they can really give you. So that's their form of investment. But the investment that a woman can make into a man, not only can you invest things that are monetary, but you also can invest things that are non tangible, right? Increasing his vocabulary, getting him, having him be more cool, you know, in fixing his wardrobe, fixing his decor in his home, all types of things. It is that a lot of women will teach men out of just, I mean, some of y'all got these men wearing face masks. Some of y'all got these men teaching them your whole skincare routine. For what? You think after they break up with you, they're going to go and buy the same products and use it on their face after? No, all they're going to do is say, oh, yeah, The Ordinary. He's going to go talk to another girl and then bring up The Ordinary. Oh, your skin is so nice. Do you use that hyaluronic acid by The Ordinary? This is why when they know about lashes and they know about 18 and 21 and 14 and 12, y'all are like, what the? Yeah, because a girl was like, oh, yeah, this is 17. They would never ever invest this much time to know about anything regarding that in their own life. The only thing that men really want to invest in and know about is like their favorite corn star and some video games. Okay. Situationship at its finest, you're enough to sleep with, but never enough to date. That's them not giving in potential or dating someone they don't know as much, pretty much. So what if a man doesn't like weave? She says, so what if a man doesn't like weave? Well, tell him not to wear weave. If he doesn't like weave, tell him not to wear weave. Say, if you don't like your weave, I got my little seam ripper here. And lift that bad boy out, and I'll use a seam ripper, and we'll go on ahead and we'll cut out them strings. What about a guy that asks his girl about what she knows out of genuine curiosity? Just lie. Just start lying. Be like, yeah, I know that trees are green and have leaves. I know that Just start playing dumb. Just start, I know the sky is blue. Um, and be like, but what I don't know which one came first, the chicken or the egg. Do you know which one came first? Do you know which one came first, the chicken or the egg? Happy Memorial Day. I've been in the bushes for a while, but dropped down to say I love the content and chat vibe. Thank you. Welcome. Queen, is there anything you can do for men that will actually make them appreciate you, or is it just a lost hope? No, there's nothing that you can ever do for a man to appreciate you. Men must do things on their own accord. Okay? That is how men work. Men release vasopressin. Okay, vasopressin is a stress hormone. Men are a lot less sensitive to cortisol. That's the reason why these men are so feminine, because y'all are not allowing them to get their cortisol raised up. Y'all are not allowing them to let their vasopressin be activated. They got all this estrogen. They got all this estrogen in their hormones, in their blood, and no cortisol. So now they're talking about the soft life and drizzle and resting in their femininity because y'all are doing too much for them. No man that really is masculine, and no man that really is going to be ambitious and that is really wants to achieve something in life and make the most out of himself and really reach his potential is ever going to sit back and allow a woman to do things for him. It's not going to happen. A man should be slapping your hand when you offer to do something with him. What you doing? Don't help me. What you doing? Put the wallet away. They should be automatically telling you, no, I don't want you to do anything for me. If I need any help from you, I will ask. That is how it is supposed to go. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to help the man, and he's going to look around and he's going to be like, oh, yes, she helped me. And then in the back of his head, he's going to resent the fact of the matter that he's always going to know that he did not do it alone. And that's going to make him feel less masculine. That's going to make him feel worse about himself. So then he's going to be like, you want to know what, then forget it. I'm going to get the woman on the finish line and I'll just lie and then tell her I built all of this. It's my empire. And then I could feel really good about myself because this new girl who waited at the finish line, she doesn't know that. She doesn't know that I didn't build this empire alone. So now I can essentially sell this off as if it was my idea and my dream and all the things that I'm doing too. Queen, on Patreon, can you make a voice note elaborating on using SA to find a trick? Child, I hate SA. Like, I hate seeking. Let me stop calling it SA. I hate seeking, honestly. It's just riddled with scammers, honestly. It's riddled with freaking scammers. I went into a top firm, and in a month's time, I had to take sick leave. We worked from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. I left and have never looked back. That life is not for women. Hell no. 6 a.m. to 11. That's like a 17-hour day. Like, what? Divesting my energy from men has been like breaking a bad habit because it's something that you have to be conscious of that you're doing. Most women really feel like they're doing the right thing because it feels like the right thing to help someone, right? It feels natural because you're essentially been conditioned to be a people pleaser. Most women have been conditioned to be people pleasers. So it feels like you're doing the right thing when you're helping him with his resume, when you're helping him decorate his home, when you're helping him increase his wardrobe, when you're helping him get a new job or get his credit score up or get a car. You feel like it's the right thing to do. It's not. I'm telling you, it's not the right thing to do. There's never been a man in my life who ever wanted me to do anything for him. And if I tried, if I was like, let me just test to see, they're like, I told you, like literally, I have literally had men yell at me, like yell at me. I told you I didn't need any help. I told you that I did not want you to help me. Perfect example of this. Y'all remember Soul Food? Y'all remember the movie Soul Food? And y'all remember when I think Nia Long's character, I forgot what her name was, what her character name was. Remember when her husband didn't have a job, and so she went to her ex-boyfriend and talked to him to see if he could get her a job, and he was pissed for two reasons, obviously, because she went back to her ex to find a job. But I feel like he was more so pissed because he's like, I don't need you helping me to go find a job. I don't need you helping me. You need to let men fail. You need to let men fail and have them figure it out. Okay, yeah, I thought it was Bird. And he was so pissed off. He was so pissed off, and rightfully so, because what are you doing? What are you doing? He is a grown man. Let him figure it out for himself. He's not a child. A lot of the reason why these men are going out and the reason why they're so feminine now is because as women, a lot of women have, you really have turned these men into boys because you don't want to see them fail. You don't want to have them figure it out. If he's going through financial issues and going quiet, should I verbally support him or move on? He texts me mainly to complain. Move on. That is not masculine to hear a man be in turmoil and be in issues, and then you got to constantly hear them complain about it. If you aren't, if you, the time that they're taking to complain is the time that they could be sitting down coming up with solutions. Okay, that should be time for them to be figuring out how they're going to pivot, getting their resume together, filling out job applications, going to places and driving to places and introducing themselves to the manager. All the time that they're taking complaining is wasting energy when they can be expending that energy to be able to change their situation. Point blank, period. Leave. Because guess what? If you get sick, okay, this is statistically proven. When you get sick as a woman with a terminal illness, they're out of there. They're 7 times more likely to be out of there. They're driving immediately to file a divorce because they're like, you know what, this I cannot receive what it is that I need to receive from this situation anymore, so I have to walk away because I cannot get what it is that I want. Men are always going to make sure that they are going to receive what it is that they want from the situation that they are in. As soon as they no longer get it, they are going to remove themselves from the situation. We have to, as women, you have to understand that you are allowed to put yourself first. Like, this was a while ago, but there was something came up on my For You page on TikTok, and it said, explain your zodiac sign without saying what your zodiac sign is. And so there was a woman who said that she divorced her husband while she was pregnant because he quit his job before he found a new one. And she was a Capricorn, because I would have did the same shit. Because why are you going to put me and our child in a financial obligation, in a financial hardship when you know that I'm expecting and you're going to quit a job before you have another job lined up? That means you're highly irresponsible. I'm not going to have that is proof. That is proof that you are highly irresponsible and you don't care about your livelihood, which means that if they don't, this is why it's important that a man, how a man treats himself is the blueprint on how he's going to treat you. If a man is not investing in himself, he is not going to invest in you. He's not going to. If a man does not, if a man doesn't care about working a dead end job, he doesn't care about trying to earn more money, he doesn't care about gaining an education, he's never going to invest in you because he doesn't even value his own self to want to put forth investments into his own life. Queen literally spoke on this yesterday in her shorts. Masculine men are stoic. They are programmed by patriarchy to keep their problems inside. He's dry begging if he tells you, wake up, ladies. Exactly. Exactly. Any man that is openly complaining to you, oh, I lost my job. Oh, I'm short on money. Oh, the house burned down. They want a pity party from you, and they want to lower your guard down so that way they can train you and groom you to start expecting less from them. This is another reason why as a woman you cannot be to the point where you can absorb people's emotions. This is why emotional detachment is very important, because at the end of the day, men are human, right? So if men are going through something financially, are they going to completely be able to hide it? No. You're going to see it in their body language. They'll probably be a little bit more distant. You know what I mean? They'll probably be a little bit more distant. Oh, so, is everything okay? Is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. Just a little situation, but it's okay. I'm going to get it handled. Everything's going to be okay. That's how it should go. They're telling you without telling you. And you just leave it there. You just leave it at that. Okay, he said everything is fine. He said he's taking care of it. Okay, cool. I'm going to go on about my business and go on about my day, and I'm going to keep it moving. Very simple. They should never be going out of their way to tell you about what hardship it is that they are going through. They're not going to be doing all that. They're going to say, hey, I got an issue. I'm taking care of it. Don't even worry about it. It's going to get taken care of. We going to be fine. A man with solutions. Today is my 9-year celibacy anniversary. Congrats. I closed up shop. I closed up shop for real, for real. I closed up shop for real, for real. Like, well, it's been over a month, but like me actually like making the decision that I'm like, no, I'm going to be celibate. I decided like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay. It's getting scary out here. It's getting scary out here because these passport bros are coming back with the HIV, child. These passport bros are coming back with the HIV. They said it's like getting really bad. Like that's a large reason why in these states, the rates are so high, because these men are going to, these countries where they're they're picking up they're picking that stuff up, and then they're coming back over here. Men even learn how to dominate their own mothers. Yes, this is why I'm always going to say that if you're a mother and you have a son, that he needs to be with his father at 7 years old. Like, I'm sorry, you cannot sit here and tell me that you'll be a mother, 5'4", and you really are looking at your 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 6 foot tall son, and you don't have fear that he could easily whoop your ass, because he could. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. He very well could. I think subconsciously that's why a lot of mothers let things slide with their sons, because he may be your son, but he's taller than you. He's stronger than you. Men are great actors. That's how they dominate situations. And other men, they're fake tears and sympathy. Yes. Whenever men are going outside of their emotions that patriarchy has assigned to them, always understand they're really going out of their way to try to manipulate you. Like, they're them crying, them begging, they're pleading. That is when they are really trying to put on a show and they're really trying to have things go in their favor. I'm telling you. They've done worse. Ciao. Exactly. If a man isn't respectable, why should I respect him? Yes. And this is why I say a man's level of respect from you should always be coming from how he respects himself. Because is this not what men say all the time about women? Well, why would I respect you when you're out, when you're dressing publicly like that, when you're exposing yourself like that? They say that all the time. You have the freedom to give men the same energy. Why would I help you and you don't even demonstrate that you know how to help yourself? Why would I go out of my way to do things for you and you don't do anything for yourself? The romance scam is all based on men's acting skills. Oh, 1,000%. That's the whole reason why they came up with romance. The whole reason why they came up with romance is so that average men could have a wife. So average men could have access to women, because average men don't have access to finances to be able to, get you a dowry, to be able for you to take on a last name that has some, money attached to it. You know what I'm saying? And so what they pretty much did was they were like, okay, so what we need to do is we need to repackage this for the common people and then come up with the theme of romance and love, and then pretty much tailor it so that only men can give women romance and there's no other form of romance that they can get outside of men. Because I mean, just think, I mean, but I would say what you get the romance probably within a 3 to 6 month period, and then after that it's like, where's the flowers you used to get me? What happened to you picking me up all the time? What happened to you opening up the door for me? What happened to you pulling out my chair? It's like once they get comfortable and they feel like they have you, usually the romance starts to fade after anywhere between 3 to 6 months. I say six months max for sure. And yeah, their acting skills are terrible. Once you're really aware of what is going on, and once you really start paying attention and you just kind of start dealing with men as a social experiment to clock their shit, you notice and you really pay attention that they are bad actors. What traits do they show? What traits do they show that can show they have the ability to carry themselves well? I would say that, like, how they're speaking, like, are they well spoken? Okay, like men that are well spoken, men that know how to dress well, men that have ownership in something. I mean, I'm 32. Okay, I'm 32 years old, okay? Pretty much all of the men that are around my age that I've dealt with, they either own a home or a condo, okay? They have some form of ownership and they've displayed a trajectory of advancement, okay? They've displayed a trajectory of advancement. They haven't been in the same position, especially if it's like a bottom tier or medium level position. They haven't been working in that position for 10 years. They've had a upward trajectory within their position, and they will happen to be very respectable people. And yes, a lot of men are shapeshifters. This is why, ladies, this is why it's the most important thing. Let the good times roll. Okay, when you are dealing with men, let the good times roll. Okay, have fun, and then once the fun stops, leave. You don't have to sit here and have the good times, and then sit through all of the bad times, and then praying and wishing and hoping for the good times to come again. That's not how it's supposed to go. Ideally, you're supposed to have more good times than bad times. You shouldn't be having these rough patches. You shouldn't be having all of this difficulty that you have to overcome to be able to get back to the good times again. It should not be like that. That's not normal. Be there for the fun, and when the fun runs out, leave. That there's nothing wrong with that. I've done it my whole life. You will avert so many crises by living that way if you choose to deal with men and just say, hey, it's good times or no times. Don't even want the good times. It's too dangerous and harmful to the body. That's where I'm at in life. I mean, I'll be honest with y'all. Like, I don't date anymore. There is nothing out there that I want. Okay. I did my sprinkle. Okay. I did my sprinkle from 19 years old until last year. Okay. I did my sprinkle. I've had my lover girl phase from like 26 to like 28, where I was like, okay, maybe I want to get married, yada, yada, yada. I have done all of that. Once you've done all that, once you've learned the game on how to get their money, once you've learned how to make them fall in love with you, once you've learned how to make them chase you, once you've learned about all of their nature, there's nothing more that you want. There's nothing more that you want from them. Once you've done all that stuff, you're just kind of like, okay, that's it. All right, cool. He has an 8-year-old son and lives with 2 roommates and said his rent is going up and he didn't know his lease is ending. Too much. Oh yeah, girl. He is a homosexual and he is trying to essentially look for a stepmom to his kids. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's another thing too. There are a lot of men. This is why I really suggest for women, do not deal with men that have children. Do not deal with men that have children. Once again, let them suffer. Let them struggle being a single father. They have no problem. They have no problem allowing single mothers to be single mothers. They have no problem walking away in. They're not even thinking if you're figuring it out or not. They're not even thinking about their own child's survival. They're not even thinking about what's going to happen once they leave out the picture. I really do suggest women not deal with men that have children. I really, really strongly recommend it, because they are looking for a stepmother to take over. And because they know that you're nurturing, because they know that, in most cases, like, you tend to be very motherly. They know that you, in most cases, are going to step up to the plate. No, it's not your plate to step up to. A lot of men like this, like what this man is demonstrating, he's trying to use you as a pawn, and he's trying to use sympathy, and he's trying to use your nurturing and your emotions against you. Like I said, men that give sob stories like that, they're trying to manipulate you. They're trying to manipulate you. They send out notices all the time to let you know when your lease is ending, because if you don't know when your lease is ending, how do they know that they're going to get the money or not to be able to get you out of the apartment and then to go sell it to someone else or go change the price for someone else to move in? He knows his lease is ending. If you didn't know that his lease was ending, he's telling you the quiet part out loud. He knows his lease is ending, and he doesn't want to stay with a ton of roommates. He doesn't want to stay with his male roommates anymore, and it may not have the money to do it anymore. He knows his lease is ending. He just needs another place to stay. He wants to be with a woman, not a man. I am so glad I found your channel. I love it here. Welcome, Profit Master, and welcome to all the new subscribers. I've been getting subscribers like crazy over here. Makes me so happy. I'm so glad that you all are enjoying it over here with the Sovereign Sisters. We really have a good time over here. We do. We need to walk away. It's the most loving thing to do for the species and the planet and for yourself. And for yourself, never be afraid to walk away. The most dangerous woman to a man is a woman that is willing to walk away. Men fear women that men are always going to fear a woman more when they know that she will walk away at any moment. When a man is 100% confident that you are going to stay, you are going to struggle, you are going to endure, you are going to forgive, they look at you as weak. And you are weak. They cannot fear a woman that they know that they got. How can I get a man who lost interest in me to chase me again? We've been in no contact for almost 6 months. Nothing. Nothing, because he lost interest. He lost interest. What's the point of making him chase you unless you level up? The only thing I could think of is for you to level up. Lose weight or get your hair different, get your makeup different, get something done. But to me, that's a waste. To me, that is an absolute waste. There are better ways for you to pump up your ego. Get a man that's going to give you money. Okay, get a man he'll give you more money than what this guy gave you more money. There are way better. I'm all for women using men to pump up their ego. I'm all for women using men to pump up their ego. To be honest, I think women need to do it more often. I really do think that women need to do it more often. So that way y'all can gain some self-worth and you can be more strategic when you're dealing with men. For a lot of women, that's unheard of. What do you mean using men to pump up my ego? Yes. Yes, use them to pump up your ego. Go get you had a breakup. Okay, pump up your ego and get someone richer. You had a guy that didn't want to take you out on dates. Okay, pump up your ego and get a man that's going to take you to nothing but Michelin star restaurants. You want to pump up your ego and you had a guy that was stingy in bed. Okay, pump up your ego and go find a man that is going to worship you in bed and do every single thing that you want and make you finish all these climaxes multiple times. The way my ex would pose in pictures was feminine. They use their feminine side to look more innocent for men and women. Usually, the feminine pose is their hips. Pay very close attention to their hips. Their hip is usually going to be swayed one way or another. They're usually going to be very clean cut. They're usually going to like regularly wear clothes that is like a little bit more tailored to their body. Like, let me see if I can find I mean, y'all, the feminine pose is pretty much how you would expect a man that is gay to pose. It might just be a little bit more or a little bit less. So they don't come up, 100% gay. My dad shook my ex's hand one time and told me he was DL. Yeah, because he probably had a limp wrist. The limp wrist gives it away. That's one thing I look for. The limp wrist. If they're holding the phone like this, baby, they gay. If the wrist is limp, they're gay. They're DL. Your dad probably shook his hand and he went. What advice do you give to a 33-year-old virgin? I have a lot of schmexual energy, but don't want to give it up to just anyone. Do the O method. Okay, do the O method. Think of something that you want to manifest. Think of something that you really want and visualize that when you're doing the do. And then when it's time for you to climax, say it out loud that that's what you want. I want $1 million, or I want 30,000. I want $30,000. I want $60,000. Just going ahead and get your baiting master on. Get your baiting master on and just use the O method. Very simple. That way you can harness the energy without giving up your energy to a man. You're giving it to the universe and you're sending out to the universe things that you can manifest and using that high level of energy. Yeah, I wouldn't listen, you're doing the right thing. I will wait as long as I can. You hear us, we're over here closing up shop. Renee's been celibate for 9 years. Belle's been celibate for 7 years. I'm celibate now. More and more women are closing up shop. Girl, I almost gave it up to a Destiny. So glad I did it. And the thing about it is that, like, I'm not telling you to do this, okay? Please, I'm not telling you to do this because some of y'all be coming for me crazy on these. Some of y'all be coming at me crazy on these comments, okay? All I'm gonna say is this: you being a 33-year-old virgin it's valuable, okay? It's worth it because men know that they are dirty. Okay, men know that they are dirty. And so there are literally men out there that would pay you $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 to buy your virginity. And I'm just saying that in relation to the fact that it is valuable. You're doing the right thing by being very discerning and being very picky and not wanting to give it up because there are men out there who literally are willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to take a woman's virginity. My first boyfriend had to have YSL socks. He was all into brands. I cannot stand them men that are brand whores. Ugh. Cannot stand that. I already said Seeking is ghetto. Seeking is too many scammers on there. I went on Seeking and it was ghetto. It was so freaking ghetto. All I did was con a man on there and took a picture off of Google and sent him some fake nudes and have him give me $100 for someone else's nude. Okay, that's about as far as I got on there. I do better. I do better texting one of the old tricks from the club that I've known for the past 10 years and asking him for $600. Like, honestly, I feel as though you're better off going to the club for one night and getting like three provider men's number and then just rotating between those men and give you money than you do getting on the internet and finding one. I'm sorry, because they've exploited these websites so much to be able to scam people. It's not even worth it. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to, exactly. Your sexuality does not have to be validated. That's the thing. It's autonomy. Okay. It's your body. It's what you want to do with your body. Don't feel validated. I worked with a woman who was 44 years old and she was still a virgin. She was still a virgin. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's your body and you get to decide what you want to do with your body, who you give your body to, how you want to give it to them. It's full autonomy. Baby, I'm 45 and should be in my prime. This is year number 3 for me. Haven't met a man yet that's worth my time, and definitely not this girl. I'm telling you, the shop is closed. The shop is closed. It's too, I'm sorry, a lot of it too. Number one, I just don't see anything on the other side of dealing with men that I currently would see to be beneficial. I don't need their validation. I don't need their money. I don't need their company. There's nothing that they can really offer me or give me that I would find to be valuable. Um, and I feel as though in the climate that we're in, it's dangerous. I mean, honestly, I feel as though it's dangerous to be dating them right now. I love my ex sister in law. She always laid it all down for me. She always told me the truth about her brother, a real one. That's how it's supposed to be. Your best bet is going out if that's what you desire. Yeah, I say go out in public. You need to meet the person. You need to meet the person. Yes, I just talked about that on my Patreon. I literally just said because some people had asked me about dating sites on the Patreon, so I went ahead this morning and made them a voice note about dating sites, and I literally said that dating sites are nothing but a catalog on your phone. It's a shopping mall of women, and men are shopping at the shopping mall of women to see what woman that they want to put out with. Point blank period. It's a shopping mall for it's a shopping mall made for men to shop for what woman they want. You've been such a good teacher, Queen. Everything you teach, I see it all around me now. I'm so glad that you're actually seeing it because yes, you observe it everywhere. I mean, it's in plain sight. Once you're actually able to see, you're like, wow, I was really brainwashed. Like I really was brainwashed and indoctrinated to believe all of this craziness that these folks was telling me. And I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize that subconsciously I was holding on to all of these beliefs that weren't even real. And then you get you're like sad at first, like you have to grieve the idea of like what you thought men were and like what you thought your life was going to look like in relation to men, so you have to overcome that hurdle initially. Once you overcome that hurdle, once you get past your grieving process, it's smooth sailing after that. You're free. You don't have all these weight on your shoulders. You don't feel obligated to make all these decisions. You're no longer in a rush. You have such a large sense of freedom once you wake up to what it really is that you have been sold for so long. Go out alone so you can meet a provider. Exactly. The more they don't get access to women's bodies, the more they turn into psychopaths. Yes, and there were some women that were arguing with me. Obviously, I was a stripper. I did OnlyFans at one point, so obviously I'm pro sex work. I'm always going to be pro sex work. I have nothing against the S working girlies because I was one. And there are still women that will want to argue with me in the comments and be like, "No, they need to ban all those things. It's not good. It's not good for society." And I'm like, okay, well then guess what? If there aren't going to be any more S workers, then guess what? Men aren't just going to wake up one day and just say, okay, fine. Okay, fine. I won't use that anymore. No, they're going to go out and they're going to be crazy and they're going to start just taking it from civilian women. And so that's why I'm like, well, okay, we shall see. Well, the reason why they want to ban it in the first place is because it makes up so women in S work, they make up 95% of the revenue. They do. They make up 95% of the revenue. Men only make up 5% of the revenue. So really what they're essentially trying to do is they're trying to slash women's form of income. They're trying to slash women's form of income because I mean, the harsh reality is this is that as a woman, okay, for a lot of women, when they are, when they are struggling financially, one of the easiest things to get into is some type of S work or some type of work where it is going to be easy for you to like sell your beauty in some way, such as like being a bartender or a bottle girl or something like that. Like as a woman, you really should never be broke because your beauty, like men want to be around women so much that like you can exploit their lust very easily. So it's really an attack on women for them to just like have financial struggle and then to obviously have an attack on just regular civilian women because then that means that more regular women will be victims. Most siblings are in competition. I think she did that because he would talk shit about her, but it benefited me. That's funny. I did that with my own dad. I did that with my own dad and his girlfriend because my dad made me mad, and I'm like, huh, okay, okay. I never really had a grieving process. I never really had a grieving process when it came to, I guess, decentering men. And the only reason why is because I learned and realized it so young because my mom and the women in my family, they've been decentering men and they've been 4B. they've been 4B long before it was cool. Um, long before it was cool. So like this isn't new to me. This is normal. I grew up in an environment where people thought that, my mom and my grandma and my aunties, I grew up in an environment where everyone thought that they were crazy. Right? Why don't y'all have no man? And why ain't none of y'all married? Or why didn't you want to get remarried? I grew up in an environment, we were like the oddballs. So now that finally we have used social media to communicate with one another and for women to share their stories, now I'm like, okay, finally. Finally, I don't feel so crazy because I didn't really date in high school. I had one boyfriend in high school and I was super awkward in a relationship. Can y'all even believe? Y'all want to know something crazy? So I talked about like my in the membership tier. I think it's in tier 1, but I have a video in there when I talked about like my high school experience essentially with men, and how I kind of had like a little bit of a hoe phase, more so when I graduated high school. So actually it wasn't when I was in high school. It was right when I was like graduating high school, because I graduated high school early. So um essentially essentially it was one of those things where it was going to be junior prom, and there was a guy. Can y'all believe how crazy I am? There was a guy, he went to the high school that my cousin went to, and I started hanging out around my cousin and going to that high school because the boys were cute and it was black boys there. I went to school with nothing but white men, and I really wasn't attracted to them like that. I wanted to be around people that looked like me. And so there was someone that was like mutual friends, kind of like he was known, but I never met him in person. Why did he ask me to be his prom date on MySpace? And we talked back and forth on MySpace, and I did not meet him until the day of prom. I let him take me to prom, and I did not meet him until the day of prom. Then I found out that my mom knew his mom. And she was married to a Muslim, and his dad was fucking crazy. He would hide in the bushes outside of work and everything. And I remember one time we were done with prom and he invited me over, and he was like, and I'm like, why are you looking all over the place? And I'm like, you must be scared of your daddy, huh? He wasn't catfish. He was not catfish at all. He wasn't catfish. He was super handsome in person and everything. But his dad was Muslim, and his dad was crazy. He was literally hiding in the bushes outside of his mom's work. And so yeah, when I came over there, he was like looking outside and I'm like, you are afraid of your daddy coming home. I said, I gotta get him out of here. He gonna come out with a shotgun. My life is a movie, y'all. I'm telling you, my life is a freaking movie. My life is insane. Oh gosh, yeah, I'm single. I am single. I don't want to and I don't want to change it either. Ooh. F patriarchy. Thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate you. Now imagine how his mother must feel. Imagine a man has his son that stressed. Yeah. His father was, I wonder what happened to him. I wonder what happened to him. A few years ago, I actually had looked for him on Facebook, and I couldn't find him anymore on Facebook. I did. I thought I could find him on Facebook, and I couldn't find him anymore. I just watched the video of the girl that was obsessed with you, Sam. Girl, your life is crazy. Oh my God. I couldn't get rid of that girl at all. This is the reason why I just, mm-mm. Probably why nuclear families were pushed so heavily. Yeah, that was another attempt to give like more average men access to women by creating the nuclear family, because there was only a nuclear family when women had no had no access to money. Not the video, the voice memo. Oh, I figured it was the same thing. Yeah, I'm single and I don't want to mingle. I could not even picture myself getting ready for a date. I can even picture myself being on a date right now. Like if I were to go on a date right now, I would be so rude. I would be so rude. I would bring a book and start reading it at the table. I would probably start burping out in public. I would do anything could just to be repulsive. I would just make it so obvious that I don't want to be there. Like, so that's why I'm like, I won't be wasting anybody's time. I won't be making anyone pay the price for me not wanting to go out on a date. I don't talk to nobody. I just stay in the house. I just mind my business. I just keep a mm-mm, mm-mm. I don't know, probably some witchy book so they could get scared of me. Probably I'll be just like on White Chicks. I'll be just like on White Chick. Oh, she could put it, you could really put it away. Order a whole bottle of wine for myself and just be burping and pooting and not even care. He'd be like, "Oh, that was the worst day of my life." 29 is too young. 29 is too young. Nah, queen, you got a boy toy somewhere. Child, Mm-mm. Uh-uh. I did. I did have a boy toy and he started acting crazy. So mm-mm, he was, as soon as men do the flippity flop, as soon as men do the flippity flop, I'm out of there. Okay, I'm out of there. You only have one time to flip flop with me and it not make sense. I'm out of there. I don't do confusion. I don't do a sprinkle of confusion. I don't do a drop of confusion. I don't do a pinch of confusion. No. Mm-mm-mm. Boy toy. So I put boy toy to the test essentially. So I put boy toy to the test. So if you all don't know, so like I travel very often, but like I'll be here in Florida for some time. I'll be here till October. So essentially I had a situation where it's just like I had a breakup in the beginning of February, and there was a guy that I had dated briefly back in 2021. Believe it or not, we met on Hinge. We met on Hinge. And so nothing really came out of our date because this is why you should have a roster. Okay. A roster is going to filter out men that just aren't like applying pressure. Okay. So I had like multiple men that I was dating that were really applying pressure and that were like really making an effort to want to see me, to want to do things for me, et cetera, et cetera. So this guy was just very low effort and I forgot all about him. Right. So we still stayed friends on social media. And so I had a breakup in 2024 at the beginning of 2024. And he had reached out to me. And essentially he was just kind of like, hey, I'm looking for friends with benefits essentially. And I was like, well, you know what, actually I'm kind of looking for the same thing because I just got out of a relationship and I don't want anything serious. I just don't want anything serious. And so essentially whenever I would be in town, I would just see him and then we would just do our thing, and then I just go wherever I travel to. I didn't text him. I really didn't ask him for much. I didn't care about anything that he was really doing. I didn't give a damn about what he was doing. He just was someone there that whenever I would go home and I just would visit home, he would just be someone that I would just be in the bedroom with, right? So normally whenever I'm back home, I would always stay with my dad. Okay. I would always just stay with my dad and like rent a car or like use my mom's car. But I didn't feel like going all the way back there essentially. And so I tested him and pretty much said, hey, you essentially, I'm not going to be coming to you because like I'm with my dad. So obviously I'm not going to have him come to me. I'm going to go to him because he lives alone. So I told him, I was like, listen, I'm going to be booking a hotel anyway. So, like, you're going to have to come to me. And then all of a sudden, oh, well, I don't know. And he started making all these excuses or whatever. And I said, oh, well, then you know what? It's fine. Don't even worry about it. Like, it was fun while it was fun while it lasted. No big deal. Oh, no, I'm not talking about in general. I'm just talking about, like, for the plans for like you to be coming in July or whatever. And so I said, no, it's fine. It was fun while it lasted. I'm kind of giving you the side eye right now. Don't even worry about it. I didn't let him explain or anything because as soon as I was like, listen, you got to come to me, that's when all these excuses. I'm like, dude, you can't drive. You can't drive a little bit to see me. Like, come on. Like, no. I'm like, you backpedal way too quickly out of that over a minor inconvenience when you have not had to be inconvenienced this whole entire time. The only inconvenience that you've had has been time, which you agreed to. So I'm like, dude, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I'm like, okay. I'm like, clearly you don't want to make an effort. Clearly you don't want to make an effort. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. Guys hate any form of rejection. Yeah. Because when I told him, oh, don't even worry about it, it's fine. He's like, no, no, no. I wasn't talking about anything like that, like for, I was just talking about like, in the future, like, whenever you're gonna be visiting again. I'm like, just forget about it. None of that makes sense. I don't have time. How do you build a roster of men who apply pressure and give you money gifts? Just honestly, just not care. Okay. Don't text them good morning. Like, have a life of your own. Okay. Have a life of your own. Once you're too busy, once you have a life of your own, men are going to do one of two things. They're either going to go get a life of their own and forget all about you, or they're going to try to figure out a way to implement and like insert themselves into your life. It felt too dangerous. I just went on a date and it was nice, but these men are too emotional. Exactly. I don't have time. I don't want to hear about all these problems. And yeah, usually men over here, usually they give me money. Like Anon is always like dropping money in my Cash App. He's usually always going to be dropping a super chat. Like, come on. Oh, I'm so glad you didn't go on that date, girl. I'm so glad you didn't go on that date. Oh, this is another thing too. See, look at Anon. Look at Anon coming through. Gifted 20 Queen Sovereign memberships. Thank you. Always coming through. That's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to be spending something. Okay. You're supposed to be contributing something. Okay. Because guess what? If you're not going to contribute, there's always going to be a man that is out here that is going to be contributing. There's always going to be a man out here that is going to want to do something for a woman. So when men are sitting here saying, I don't want to chase, I want to play in the back, I want to be cool, yada, 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 that's fine. You're going to play it cool. You're going to not chase. And there's always men that are going to lap you. They're going to lap you constantly. Where's my membership? Hollering. Boy toys ain't nothing but hubba bubba. After 5 minutes, they're worthless. In the trash you go, sir. Yes. You can't even put them like you want to when using for recreational purposes. They be in their feelings. Yeah. And then he was telling me this was another thing too. This is a look at that. I love your robe. Just got me some new PJs. Yes. Um, so this is like another thing too. Um, sometimes I kind of feel like this is another thing that I like to do too. Okay, so even if it's like a man that like I don't take seriously, one like really thing that I don't know. I guess men like to naturally open up to me. But I talked about it a few live streams ago. So the same man had told me that there was a girl from his church that he was trying to talk to. And he said that because pretty much I was already trying to hint to him that like, dude, oh, he wasn't happy that I was like pretty much deciding that I wanted to stay in Florida. He was pissed. He was not happy. I told him, I said, listen, like, I really don't have any plans to come back to the Midwest very often because I was like, I like it here in Florida and I don't really have any intention to leave Florida. And so he thumbs down my text message. And then he literally texted me and he was like, I wish I could give this more thumbs down. AKA he was upset over the fact that he wasn't gonna have access to me anymore. Because I'm always gonna put myself first. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be coming to the Midwest and being in a place that I hate just so I could sleep with you. Like the fuck you thought this was, right? Like, come on, I could get that anywhere. So he's like, I wish I could like this more. And I told him, I said, listen, you're looking for your wife. Okay. And you're looking to have children. You know, I don't want to be married. And you know that I don't want to have any children. Okay. Because he's like the last in his family. So he's dead set. He's dead set on having children. And I don't want children. We don't want the same thing as far as like how our future is going to go. And so I told him, I said, listen, I don't have plans to come back to the Midwest. I want to stay here in Florida. And like our everything is aligning different. I said, you know, maybe you should just go and find someone and we just like call it quits. And he's like, oh, well, no, I'll let you know when I'm talking to someone. And like, I'll let you know when, like, you know, I'm taking someone seriously. I mean, there is a girl at my church that like I have been talking to, but I'm really not attracted to her. But my therapist told me that like I should go on ahead and give it a chance. And I'm just like, please don't do that. Please don't deal with a woman. Please don't deal with a woman that you are not, you know, attracted to essentially. And then he went from that to no, yeah, like I'm not going to deal with a woman that I'm not attracted to. Like honestly, honestly, he just was he let me steer the ship in in every direction I wanted to steer the ship in, and he was just holding on for dear life to try to figure out how it was going to get steered back in his direction. I'm like, no, like no, it's fine. Like you'll be able to find someone, I'm sure, even though he's really short. He's really short, but I'm short. I'm only 5'1". I'm little. So I don't really like men that are like very, very tall because no, I'm 5'1". I don't need nobody that's 6 foot. Let the 5'7", 5'8", 5'9" girls, you know. Oh yeah, whenever they say my therapist, whenever they like, oh, he brought up like the Four Agreements book. He did. He brought up the Four Agreements book. And I'm like, here's the thing. This is what annoys me, okay? You're already sleeping with me, okay? Like you're already sleeping with me. So you don't have to do all of this extra. You don't have to do all of this extra. It is not that big of a deal. It's just not that big of a deal to me. Like, I don't care. Exactly. Some money and like have your life together. Have your life together. And I mean, on a monetary front, I mean, he has his life together. He does. Do I make more money than him? Yeah. I make more money than him. But he has his stuff together. But he's an owner. He's a homeowner. I'm not a homeowner. And he actually has a property. He has another property too. He realized he was too poor for queen. Are you an anti-natalist? I would say that I'm an anti-natalist. Like I don't necessarily believe that like children shouldn't be born or like, you know, women shouldn't have children. I just think that society is poorly designed for mothers. And I think that more should be done for us to live in an environment that is safe, that is comfortable, that is supporting of mothers and children. That way, mothers and parents don't have to be in fear all the time when it comes to their children, and that there are enough resources allocated for parents to be able to comfortably raise a child. I wouldn't mind having a child if society was better fit. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. I would love to be a mother. I really would. I would love to be a mother, but this society is just horrible. Hi, Corey from England. How old is he? I think he's 31 now because I'm older than him. Yeah, he's 31 because I'm 6 months older than him. Queen, what is a good fancy restaurant to go to in NYC? Medusa is really nice. If you like Mediterranean food, Medusa is really, really nice. If you like kind of like deep house music, the food's delicious. They play deep house music in there, and then also they have like a violinist. They have a live violinist who like literally comes to your table and plays the violin. Um, yeah, she plays the violin. Food's good, music's good, the energy's good. I like Medusa. If you want like an experience and you want to try like some Japanese wagyu, okay, you like if you like steak, you can go to let me see how you pronounce it because I don't want to butcher the name. Okay, give me a second here. Oh my, it didn't go. Hyun. Okay, so the restaurant is called Hyun. It's Hyun. They have an all you can eat Japanese wagyu for like 160 bucks, and it's good. It's like the best kimchi. They have like a salad. Um they also added this, it's new. They added like a different like cut of steak at the end, and they have it like seasoned, and it's smoked, it's applewood smoked, really delicious. I'm trying to think of some other places that I liked in New York City. Because most of the time, like, I really like Asian food. I feel like for New York City, like the Asian food is just the best. Like, you're not gonna find like um a lot of like really, really good Asian places, like authentic, like I feel like you can in New York City. Um I think Cali Dow is a really good one too. Calledao. I hope I said it right. It's like Asian Cuban fusion food. That's a good restaurant that I like to eat at as well. It's a little bit too warm for ramen, so I'm not going to recommend ramen. Um, I'm trying to think. I can't remember. I think it's called like Little Chick or something like that. It's like a cute little tea party. It's like a cute little tea party place. Oh, and then there's another place, Freyson Maze. Freyson Maze. It's like a French restaurant. You can go there for they have like a brunch, like a day party brunch, and they close the lights. It's during the daytime, but they close the lights so it's dark, so it makes you think that it's night inside. And they have like a burlesque dancer, and they have the little sparklers going, and it's a really, really good time. The music is blasting, everyone's dancing. It's a really, really good place. Hold on, I have to hear it again to pronounce it correctly. Hyun. Hyun. Hyun, 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 Hyun. I'm specifically talking about those TikTok mothers. Give the timeline a break. It's always a sob story, child. I'm telling you. I also parked my dreams for motherhood, seeing how awful society is set up right now. So anti mother and anti children. Exactly. That's a positive message. I like how you answered the antinatalist question. Aw, thank you. Heon is a Michelin star restaurant. Um, I think Mason Frere, I think it's called. I believe that's a Michelin star restaurant in New York City. Um, God, I went to so many restaurants. My mind is like boggled to be able to even like decide or pick or remember because I've been to so many. But these are oh wait, someone said K Town. Every time I go to New York City, I go to K Town. Yes, I love going to K Town. I kind of feel as though if you're gonna go to New York City, you need to go to places where like you're not just gonna be able to go to like any old place like in the rest of the country to be able to get the same type of food. And I kind of feel like when it comes to like Asian food, they just have it so specific. Like they have like Hawaiian restaurants, they have Vietnamese restaurants. Like if you want to do like more Caribbean food, like you can go to like Brooklyn. Like I feel like it's best to go to places that are not just American restaurants. Like you can get American restaurants any place in the country. Like go to some place that's like culture, like that has some culture. Hold on. Let me Mason. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm saying the right name. Let me do French restaurant NYC Mason. It'll come up. Oh, I was saying it wrong anyway. It's Mason Close. It's Mason Close. That's what it's called. Mason Close. It's got 4.8 stars and it's got 1.2K reviews. So it's almost, and I don't think it's Michelin. Let me see. I don't think that's a Michelin restaurant. No, it's not. There are so many Michelin star restaurants in New York City. It's ridiculous. But most of them are Italian. I don't care that much about Italian food. No offense, but I just kind of feel like Italian, like, I don't know. I feel like it's very easy to get pretty good Italian. And I'm looking now at the list. If there's any on the list that I've been to. And I know this isn't the full list. Okay, I'm gonna write it in the chat. Mason Close. Low key scared of all my exes now, knowing human nature. Chow. I feel like once you learn more and more about men, you just really become super afraid of them. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that probably sounds horrible. It does. That probably sounds horrible, but it can make you very afraid. It can make you very afraid of them. Yeah, I would only exactly. I would prefer to have a daughter. Okay. I would go to great lengths to make that happen if I'm being honest, but then it's too much I would have to worry about. It's not even worth it for me. It's not even worth it for me. Yes, I live in New York City and I want to start dressing so beautiful and going on solo dates so I can manifest more fancy experiences. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And then before you know it, the men are going to approach you and they're already going to know about the Michelin star restaurants. Are going to be able to take you. Like, it always should be the opposite. Like, the men that invest in themselves, they should want to be giving you experiences. They should want to be investing in you, not the other way around. Okay. No masculine man, no man that actually is masculine is ever going to feel comfortable having a woman. She will invest in her and then invest those things into him. That's crazy. Like my longest relationship, he took me to so many restaurants in the city. He exposed me to so many things in Chicago. Like it was crazy. He exposed me to so many different things. I prefer women who spoil me. And you want to know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Pick me's are everywhere. Pig Misha is ready to spoil you. Pig Misha is ready to have her knees raw from crawling on them for worshiping you and fulfilling all of your needs. Yeah, but the data showing male harmfulness is there. The risk is always there. The fear is felt when coming out of denial. Yeah, and it's like femicide is also on the rise. That's why I'm like, ooh, I don't know how women are dating men. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, hey, Lola. Hello, hello. Happy Memorial Day. Love in the vibration. What you sorry for? But yeah, I feel like this. Yeah, I don't feel like it's anything wrong if you want someone to worship you, because the thing about it is this: men, there's like, I'll be honest, if you're a man and you cannot find a woman to give you everything you want, you're the problem. Like, I'm sorry. Whenever I hear men say, it's so hard to find a woman, it's so hard to find a woman to do things for me. No, it's not. It is a pygmisha everywhere. The issue is that y'all want the IG baddie. Y'all want the IG baddie to have pygmisha energy. That's not going to work. Okay, that's like a woman wanting a man with money and she wants him to be attractive and she wants him to be faithful. That's just not gonna work. That's just not gonna work. Like women pretty much know, okay, if I want a man that has money, he probably gonna be ugly. Okay, or if I have a man that has money, he most likely is going to cheat a lot more often. He will have more opportunity. No, you're going to have to pick. You're going to have the woman like Pearl Davis, who is a pick me, who will do everything for you. She will walk the ground that she will lick the ground that you walk on. She will lick your ball sack clean. She will give you everything that you want. Okay. Or you're going to deal with the IG baddie you're going to be able to look at her and take in her beauty, but she's going to be like, where's the money? Shaking ass with her hand out. You have to pick a struggle. Men don't want to pick a struggle. I even asked ChatGPT, and even ChatGPT said yes. ChatGPT said yes. Men should not have a hard time finding a woman. Exactly. Just go for a woman that has a low self-esteem. A woman that has a low self-esteem will do everything for you. She'll book a flight to see you. She'll book your flight and pay for everything. It'll be 100-0. You'll have all your bills paid. You'll have everything taken care of. All you have to do is find a woman with a low self-esteem. Go for a Pig Misha. Pig Misha won't care if you cheat either. Pig Misha won't even care if you cheat either. I like chat, but I test it to see how objective it is or affirming. I always make it give me talking points. I talk to it, it has to give me talking points. I never ask it, I will never ask it objective questions without them giving me talking points. Pearly Things is not no version. She takes BBC. Her history shows all she takes is BBC pretty much. I think all her ex-boyfriends have been black. Precious is who I need. Exactly. Go get you Precious. Go get you Precious. She gonna have her bucket of chicken. She gonna have her bucket of chicken so that she can have strength to be a pygmisha and do whatever you want. She gonna be running with her bucket of chicken. My man need me. My man need me. Remember when she was on? Remember she was in the movie? She was eating chicken and running. She gonna be eating her chicken and right and running and getting her man while she eats her chicken, running and eating her bucket of KFC chicken, running a bucket of chicken is a cry for help. Pearly Things is this Caucasian woman. Okay. She is like very tall. She's a redhead. She's not all that attractive. And pretty much she panders to men. She tells men whatever they want to hear. She pretty much makes men the prize, essentially. She's like one of those red pill content creators who puts men on a pedestal and blames women for everything. And yet she's not been picked because men are visual. Men are visual creatures. But what men don't realize is that you have to pay for beauty. You don't just go to an art museum for free. You have to pay to go to an art museum. You don't just get to go. I mean, at the art institute, yeah, but you have to be a New York City citizen to not have to pay anything, which means you are paying for something because you're paying for taxes to be able to go to the art institute and not pay anything. Beauty is not free. You have to pay for beauty. I don't know why men don't want to. I don't know why men don't want to accept that you have to pay for beauty. You cannot go to an art gallery and say, take that fine masterpiece off of the wall for me and I want to take it home. They're going to be like, sir, that piece is $300,000. You must pay $300,000 for you to take that piece home. Beauty costs money. That's how capitalism made it. That's how capitalism made it. Jordan Peterson's daughter is getting more tips than her. I didn't even know he had a daughter. I didn't. She's that horse from Hee Haw. Y'all are funny. Only Dusties don't accept that, I think. Pretty much. Exactly. Yeah. Men have way too much access to women now. They have way too much access to women. The Instagram, the corn, the OnlyFans, men have way too much access to women and they keep thinking that the phone the phone reflects the real world when it comes to access, and it doesn't. It costs. She said in an old video that black and white boys weren't checking for her in high school. Yeah, because this is the most, I mean, honestly, this is the most validation that she's ever going to get in her life. Like, let's be real. This is the most validation she's ever going to get in her life. Like, I literally sit here and expose male nature and talk shit about men. And there are still men who are like, oh, I want to date you. Oh, like I told you guys that there was someone that emailed me. Okay. They literally wrote an email asking if they could have the link to my OnlyFans. Meanwhile, all I do is talk shit. All I do is talk shit on here and expose men. So it's just kind of like this is the most validation that she has ever received in her life. She's never gotten this much attention from men ever in her life. I deleted the email. He was like, I know you mentioned that you had an OnlyFans. Is it still active? And if so, would you mind sending me the link? Because I know good and well that if I wanted to, oh my God, I easily could go back on OnlyFans and still do this and still make a killing with men if I really wanted to. Especially because I'm back taking pole dancing classes now. I am. I'm back taking pole dance classes now, and I've thought about it too. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna lose a little. I'm losing a little bit of weight. I'm gonna lose like 15 more pounds and like really tear up the pole, like really, really tear up the pole. I'm like, I ought to make OnlyFans, doing all my pole tricks, getting these men's money while they talk shit about me, like how they do on Fresh and Fit. Cause oh my god, my pole bites. Hold on. Like, look at this. Look at my pole bites, y'all. Look at that. That was from Saturday. That was from Saturday. Queen, post more pictures of your outfits on Patreon so we can see what you wear when you're going out. Girl, when I be going out, yes. Okay, I will. Queen, don't you do any floor work like liquid motion? Yeah, so I take two classes. Usually I'll take a pole, like an actual like pole tricks class, and then I'll take like a pole choreo class. So essentially like it's floor work in a combination with like a little bit of pole work. But I like so I did a workshop this weekend. That's really why I'm all beat up. We did a workshop with like drops and we did a workshop with drops and tumbles this weekend on Saturday. So that's why I'm all beat up. That's why my legs are all beat up. That discourages me from wanting to do pole. It's worth it. I'm telling you, the pole bites are worth it. Okay. The friction is worth it. How does a pole bite happen? Is it like a brush burn? Um, so like essentially when you do certain moves, when you do certain moves, like sometimes you have to like grip the pole with like a lot of impact. Because that's essentially what pole is. Pole essentially when you're dancing to do certain moves, like anything that can flex, you can use that as a way to grip the pole. So like you can use your elbows, you can use behind your knees, you can use in between your legs, you can use the crease in your armpit, you can use like when you wrap around your waist, anything that you can flex with your body, essentially you can use that as a point of contact to grip the pole. So there are some moves that you have to do very fast that you have to grip very quickly. And so what happens is that when you have that impact with the pole, it's kind of like a little a mini contusion, a little mini bruise, essentially. Is it a good way to work out? Do you sweat in pole dancing? Well, you're gonna sweat, but essentially, usually they usually have it well ventilated in a pole studio. Usually they have the fans going, and then you can always get grip. So they have like monkey grip, they have dry hands. Pretty much every pole studio is going to have something for you to buy for like your grip. And then they have like alcohol bottles that they have at every studio for you to like clean down the pole, wipe between your neck, wipe between, your crotch. Because that area I'm like, Jesus, I need this dryer. I need this dryer. Wow, the Dusty in the chat really has a way with words. I know. I'm being nice. Honestly, I am being nice because he hasn't done anything. But normally, I don't let men hang out in here unless they contribute something. So honestly, I'm probably not going to have you in here much longer because you're not contributing anything. I'm sorry, like because I'm nicer on here than I am on TikTok. Like a man was like, "You're so beautiful," and I blocked him. He literally said that I was beautiful and I blocked him because they act crazy on TikTok. They act crazy on TikTok. They go from calling you beautiful to calling you a bitch before you know it. They start calling y'all crazy stuff. So I'm really good with okay. So hold on. Oh my god, where is it? Oh, I love Nicki Minaj. Like I love Nicki Minaj, and I feel like this guy in the chat. I love Nicki Minaj, and she has this song called LLC, and his name reminds me of this line. Hold on, I'm gonna rap it to y'all. She says, "How your jacket say Porsche and you never wore a Porsche? How you supposed to make the quarter when you never went north? How the fuck you got Ferraris when you never went sport? All that hooping and hollering still ain't scoring on court." As soon as I saw his name, that's exactly what I started thinking about. He's out the comments though. He's out. I took him out. Y'all remember when that same Dusty came in and announced himself as the divine masculine, then got aggressive and mad when he realized he had to pamper and provide with his payday ass? I already blocked him. Very annoying. Pole dancing seems difficult. I guess you have to have a strong body. You can easily hurt yourself. So yeah, there's levels. So like you have to remember that. Also, like there's levels to pole dancing classes. So essentially when like you start pole dance classes, like you're not going to learn how to climb. Okay, you're not going to learn how to climb. um they can teach you how to climb, but climbing is like very easy. It's very like basic to do. So essentially they just kind of teach you like all the different ways for you to like hook, like when you're upside down. And then you can learn how to invert, and then you can learn different grips. Like I don't know, hold on. Okay, so like I was thinking if I should upload it or not, but I don't know if I'm going to. But I will show you. I wish I would have recorded it higher. I wish I would have recorded it higher, but that was me on Saturday. I was doing a tumble. I was doing a tumble. But yeah, like I don't know. The classes aren't they start you off pretty mellow, I feel like. He tried to distract us with stale jokes. You know men aren't funny. No. Anon was awesome for flexing though. Anon was awesome for flexing with the membership gifts. Wow, you're talented. Thank you. Being broke is not divine. Being broke is demonic. I rebuke. I rebuke. I'll be honest. It depends on you. I feel like it depends on your skin necessarily, because I was a gymnast for 13 years. I have calluses, okay? Like I have calluses from gymnastics. It is what it is. Um I use a callus shaver. I have calluses from gymnastics. But I feel like when you do it long enough, I mean, yeah, you might have calluses, but I don't think so. I don't really think so, because it's not like you're swinging from the pole and you're not just using your hands. Like you have multiple points of contact when you're doing pole dancing. So I highly doubt you would get calluses from pole dancing, honestly. Bill, I'm gonna start asking all these youths to buy me a membership while they are here. Let them be useful. Exactly. I ain't trying to fall in my head. You won't. They have like crash mats too. Cause I mean that's what was underneath me. It was a crash mat. But going back to pole has me so empowered. Like, I feel so much like I feel great. I feel great that I'm going back to pole. Men nowadays, look at Anon. Y'all, he is blessing y'all with the memberships. He is blessing. He's blessing with the membership. Thank you. I need a crash mattress. They're actually really thick. They are. They're really thick. See, these men, that's how it should be. They should be investing. Okay? Don't ever sit here and be investing. Don't ever sit here and be investing all these things into these men. Okay? Don't ever sit here and, make all of these crazy investments into these men. They should want to invest in you because the information and the energy and what you have, it's invaluable. I want to pole jam with you one day, girl. I don't know where you're at, but we definitely can do it because I'm really like starting to get like really, really serious. Like I'm really starting to get serious about pole. I'm sad though because I'm not going to be able to take my class tomorrow because I booked it too late. I did. I booked it too late, and so I'm not going to be able. Yeah, no one's coming off the wait list. So, unfortunately, I'm going to be able to go to my class tomorrow. Unfortunately, which kind of sucks. But that's okay because I'm not lifting today. That looked amazing. Thank you. I want to go to a pole dancing class. Maybe you can do a vlog. Yeah, I could do that. How do I accept gift? Y'all, I have no idea how you accept gifts. I had no idea that like members could gift memberships to other people. I had no idea that that was a thing until Anon kept doing it. Okay. Um, but I think all you have to do is go to my membership video, and then you should just be able to watch my videos that are under the membership tier. That's what my assumption would be. You should just be able to watch the videos that are in the membership tier. Because usually, like lately, what I've been doing, like I usually like to go on live on TikTok. And so when I have really good live streams from TikTok, I like to put those in the membership channel on the membership pages because they ask really good questions over there a lot of the time too that are like really helpful. Don't people fall down? I mean, it's very rare. It's very rare. Um, and I feel as though they kind of teach you everything that you need to know to kind of like protect yourself. Oh, wow. YouTube is trying to compete with other streaming services like Twitch or Kick, and you can give subscriptions to people on there. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's cool. That's super cool. But shout out to Anon, always being so generous. I appreciate you. Aw. I fell off the monkey bars onto my head when I was little and sprained my neck. Ouch. It hurt like hell. Yeah, that would put the fear in me for quite some time too. That would put the fear in me. See, that's what I'm talking about. When you invest in yourself and people see that you invest in yourself, I promise you, they will want to invest in you. They will. They really, really will. There's never been a time where a man wanted me to invest in him. Mm-mm. No. If I'm sorry, but if a man is looking at you and he's expecting for you to invest in him in some way, just the sob stories and the crying and the complaints and the random situations or something's happened, I fall on hard times. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Never take that as a way to like prove yourself. Please. Please. Men nowadays invest in themselves, in their looks and clothes, feminine era for them. Girl, they're not investing enough because the shit they're putting on is terrible. The shit they're putting on is terrible. They need to revive Kevin Samuel so they can hire him as an image consultant. Kevin, if you could hear me, help these men out. Help these men out with your image consulting skills because these men don't know what they're doing. Yeah, they want to make you prove yourself. No, 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 no. Especially when they come to you first. It's like, why should I have to prove myself when you talk to me first? That's weird. Ew, please don't talk that man up. Kevin in his dark ass room, creepy. They want to invest in you or they stay away, and that's a win-win. Yeah. No man that is not investing into you, a man that is not trying to put forth the effort into wanting to make your life easier and wanting to see a smile on your face. Like, a man should be happy to see you smile, right? A man should be happy to see you smile. No, I do not have a pole in my house. The pole that I have is back in Indiana still. I have not brought it home with me. And honestly, the ceiling that I had for that pole, because I always get my poles with the brand X pole because they're legit. They're like the standard brand of like making poles. Um, the attachments for the pole, the length of the pole, that was for my high rise that I had when I lived in Chicago. And so that was a very high ceiling that I had. I don't I would I think I would have to reduce an extension, and I might have to buy a smaller extension to make it like fit the ceiling that I have now, that height. But I do plan to figure that out. But honestly, I think I might get like a coated pole, like a ceramic coated pole. I don't know. I have to figure out what to do with like the weather here in Florida because I may get like I may end up getting like a brass pole. Oh, thank you, Summer. I've never done the hoops. I've never done the silks. I've never done any of those. I'm from Tally. Oh, nice. Pole dancing would be fun, better than the damn gym. I heard that. I'm going to put a pole in my kitchen and start making videos, pole dancing and cooking at the same time. Yeah, mine was like right in front of my kitchen. It be the miserable men that thrive on women being sad, crying, angry, etc. They have a damaged spirit and they think it makes them feel better to see women upset, but it doesn't. Yes. No, no man that's like truly happy with himself is ever going to want to see you bend over backwards and struggle and do all these crazy things. That's not normal. Okay. Especially if they're claiming that they love you. Oh no, no person that loves you would ever just sit back and allow you to struggle and go through all of these things, for them. giving Cooking with Kaya more ideas. I'm a flight attendant and I'm currently in Indianapolis for a layover. Things to do. Girl, nothing. So I'm not from like Southern Indiana. I'm from Northwest Indiana because I still consider Indianapolis kind of like central slash Southern Indiana. I'm from Northwest Indiana. So I'm close to the city. I don't even go to Indianapolis. Okay. I do not go to Indianapolis because it ain't shit to do. Honestly, Indianapolis, girl, I don't know. I couldn't give you any help with that. I'm sorry. I've tried pole dancing class and oh my god, it was so difficult. You need really good grip and upper body strength. It made me respect pole dancers even more. Yeah, it's hard. It is. It is hard. Thankfully, I lift weights and stuff like that. So like my upper body strength is like I have very good upper body strength, even though I haven't like been on the pole in quite some time. Um, but yeah. I'm sad I'm missing my class Tuesday. Excuse me. I'm so sad I'm missing my class Tuesday tomorrow. Maybe not though. Maybe someone will drop out last minute. I'm from Southern Indiana. I don't know either. I only went to Indy for concerts and as a teenager. Exactly. I don't know what to do there. I don't know what to do there. You ever see that episode of Malcolm in the Middle when the mom was horrified to learn that her husband Hal loved her more than she loved him, but he thrived on loving her more than she did him? Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Indianapolis is a ghost town. It's just nothing there. The last time that I went to Indianapolis was probably in like 2017, maybe 2018. It was nothing there. It was nothing there. We got an Airbnb and the Airbnb was ghetto. I hated it. I couldn't wait to leave. I was like, "Oh no, this is the worst Airbnb experience. This is ghetto. I can't. Mm-mm. I can't do it." All right, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here. I am gonna get off here because I got a meal prep. I got a meal prep because I got to go back to work tomorrow. Um, yeah. I will see you guys next time. I don't know when I'm gonna live stream again. Oh, excuse me. It'll be sometime this week for sure. But I hope you all continue to have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Please continue to stay safe and keep the dusties away and don't ever invest into a man more than he is investing into himself. I will talk to you all next time. Bye.